We have the Chelsea fan here.
The relegation battler.
Graham Potter's just been sacked. Before we get into the result, Sean, what was your thoughts on the Graham Potter appointment and then his tenure and then him being sacked after 6 months?
I don't know if you've seen any of my match day vlogs, and after my hopeful wins that I predict, and then yet they capitulate and fall into losses. But I think it's been quite evident, man. I've always backed Tuchel. I always felt like as if he had us like within 2-3 games of when he came into appointment. I always knew that. Let me see what impact this manager can have on a team in a certain period of time. And within 3 games, I already saw that from Thomas. But with Graham Potter, I just felt like I already knew from when we appointed him, from when we sacked Tuchel, we was already making a mistake because I didn't think anybody available out there was better than him anyway. But I still gave Graham Potter the chance. Like I went a lot of my early videos where I was hopeful of the team. I wasn't necessarily like worried about certain results. Obviously, we're in this whole transition thing and we need to get certain amount of players in and out of the club. I didn't expect to win every game, but I didn't expect to only win 28% of the games. So, yeah, Graham Potter, obviously, no style difference. We kind of went backwards. And I think just on the weekend, like I said, I made a video today. I haven't put it out yet, but it was the first time I went to one of the games and I was hearing at halftime the fans singing, "You don't know what you're doing." So that was the first time I heard any kind of direct kind of like shouts from the crowd at Graham Potter himself. And at full time, we've had a couple boos here and there, like a lot loud boos, but we had boos and the singing this weekend. So I think once Todd kind of got the message from the fans that all he could do was just sack him, really.
I think that, or do you think they're right that he doesn't know what he's doing, or do you think he's actually a good manager and Chelsea's out of his depth? Because to me, there's a lack of progress, and he's put up some dead lineups. If I was a Chelsea fan and I see my manager fighting for his job, and he puts Cucurella, who's just been stink show since he's been there, with Ben Chilwell in front of him at left wing, and then still starting Loftus-Cheek amongst all that money that was spent. And you look at the likes of Mudryk, who was supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread, and you see him missing that one-on-one chance that he missed. That maybe that is the manager not providing confidence to players that lost, or is that really the players that they spent money on? They've really just spunked their money and they've bought some dead ballers.
I think it's a mixture of a lot of things, to be honest. But at the same time, it's a thing where I felt that after the signings in January, I felt like the 3 games that followed after that was massive opportunities for him to get the ball rolling with wins and actually press for the top 4. Because if we took into account the games against Fulham, Southampton, West Ham, like some very, very easily winnable fixtures, we would have been bang thereabouts. But once we've got to this stage of the season now, I don't mind him experimenting. But when players are available, and of recent weeks where we had a Champions League game maybe in the midweek, I don't know what to decide. Like you need to be clear as a manager to say why you're not playing certain players that have performed that you've bought already. So we already bought Badiashile. Badiashile has probably been our best performing player at the back since he's been in. So for him to not be included into the matchday squads prior to a Champions League game where he can't play and he's not eligible to play, and then you're playing Koulibaly in both games, and this guy's sitting on the bench who's been unbelievable for me to be seeing him. Every performance that I've seen of him so far, he's looked so sound, comfortable. When you see him on the ball at the bridge, it's different gravy. And Fofana, ever since he's been back, he looked at the bridge. But ever since Fofana as well has come back into the team from injury, he looks immense. Like Fofana's recovery pace and that, it looks immense. So I feel like our defense hasn't been an issue, but from when you change up that much on the weekend, I know we're not fighting for much now, and it's like a mixed feeling. It's like I don't know whether to go. I don't want to be in Europa League for next year. I want us to be able to focus, but at the same time, it's like I want us to still win. Like I don't go to games to want to see my team lose. I still want to win. So it's a mixed feeling. So yeah, his team selections haven't done him any justice in the past couple of games, especially when the fans are getting onto you. So. The thing with Mudryk is he needs minutes. He's played maybe about 4 to 5 games worth of minutes. I know it's mainly the Arsenal agenda-driven kind of things of putting up the 007s and trying to get him into that James Bond kind of category. But he only really has played 4 to 5 games, 4-game minutes. So I don't mind with him. Like, let him play. He needs to get fit. Everyone already knew that he didn't play for months in Ukraine, so no one's expected him to come and hit the ground running. So I don't mind giving him time.
He does. He is making Trossard look like one of the signings of the season, though.
I did say
Trossard's
that
making
Trossard,
himself look
yeah.
like one of the signings of the season. Let's
Yeah,
not
but mixed in with the context that he really was a B option to Mudryk.
I don't think he necessarily was a B option to Mudryk, to be honest. I think Trossard has been evidently wicked in any place he's been asked to play. He's played as wing backs, he's played as cams, he's played as lone strikers. Like, he can play anywhere across that front three, and even as a wing back from what Graham Potter was using him. So I always said to a lot of the Arsenal fans before the signing was even made, I said Trossard will be the blessing in disguise, because he was already fit and ready to go. And I had him in one of my drafts back in the day on the podcast anyway, on SDS, from one of our mixed drafts. I've always rated Trossard. I think Trossard was a great signing.
A knower of ball right there. See, real people who know ball know Trossard was that guy. And for the 20 million, like 80 million worth less than Mudryk.
Yeah.
I mean, Mudryk was always a long-term signing, so he's at 22. So long-term, maybe, I don't think it would ever be worth 100, but
Arsenal need to win the league now. Arsenal need to win the league now. That's what they need to do. So
the window is open
now,
this year. Because Mudryk wasn't going to help the window this year. Because next year, who knows what's going to happen? City will probably be back to their very best. Liverpool might turn it around. Man United might continue to elevate. This is the best opportunity Arsenal may ever have in the next 4 years to win the title. So they had to put.
They're going to win it, man. I'm telling you.
Nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed. Let's calm down.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys gon' get it started. The player choice way. Yeah, the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.